we go. Good evening and welcome to the 2020 Arts Awards. I'd now like to welcome up Mahara Waka to Rotarakia to the gallery.
Weronoa ngā rākau toka ia ia I sikina I rā wāhi hei maho mai o taku waka mō mai mihia. Te waka te mata ngā rākau atu kāri, te mata ngā rākau atu kāri, pa te mata ngā rākau atu kai tau. Hau mai te mau, hau ie, hui ie. Ai ie. Kareke a tātou, e hōmore he kōria ki te atua, e mau ngā roa ki te whenua, e whakaaro pai ki ngā tāngata katoa. Ngā e te atua, ngā pū hau, ki roto ki tēnā ki tēnā o mātou, whakatōngi a tau wai uatapu, e āpuna, e toi I a mātou, I roto I tēnei au. O Ukraitio ki tō mātou wai tu, wāki, āki atu, āku.
Thank you, Mahara. Good evening, my name is Thomas Denzel and it has been my privilege this year to take on Arts Captain. My time at TBC has been a blast, but like every good thing, it is coming to an end. In 2016, I walked into the school with an open mind, ready to explore all areas. The arts enabled me to be the best version of myself, and that's why so many people, I believe, are involved in the arts, because it lets you explore and find the best version of you. For me personally, my passion lies in running events, photography, and media. The arts has allowed me to explore my passions and excel. Everyone wants something different, and the staff in the arts here at Tauranga Boys College support these dreams and help make them a reality. This is through giving contacts, arranging lessons, or just finding someone to help. Here to help is what they are, and I've really enjoyed this part of being a Tauranga Boys College arts member. I've always been involved in the arts throughout my time at Tauranga Boys College, but I've loved sport just as much. This is through playing hockey through all 5 years. Though this year and last year I've had the privilege of being part of the drama hockey team, which is initiated through arts boys wanting to play sport. Throughout my time at Boys College, I've also been a part of all 4 productions. Unfortunately, not the 5th this year, missing out due to COVID-19. I've been involved in Shakespeare, competing in regional festivals, and the best performing piece, where, funny enough, the best line came out for me, the prompt line, "A gentleman once said." And then I took a sip. There's a long story. I've also helped in directing performances for Shakespeare in 2019 and into 2020. In school, I've been involved with drama, photography, and design. And if you didn't find me in the art block, you'd find me here in the GYT, either working with Mitchell and Case, with lighting and sound, or working with sound equipment, recording my design submission, or generating photography for my board, some of which you would have seen as you came in tonight. This year has shown me just how lucky we are to have this facility at Tauranga Boys College, and I encourage the boys that are keen on tech to get involved, because it's a great facility and a great learning opportunity for those that are interested in this pathway. For those that don't know me very well, my name's Thomas. I went through a really rough patch in year 11 where my health went from 100% living day-to-day life to 0, when I was lying flat on the floor, unconscious in the hallway at home. I went through a really hard time, spending weeks in hospital with endless tests and no results. Many memories I can't recall, but tonight I'll share with you one that has stayed with me. I had a visit from Mr. Page, Ms. Elms, and Ms. Creek, just before I was about to have a lumbar puncture. It's a jab in the back to get spinal fluid. I was freaking out, and they came in, and they calmed me. Mr. Page had just broken his leg, so we were laughing about how he'd just fallen over at the camp. But it's in moments like that when I realise how lucky we are to have such supportive teachers here at Boys College. They don't have to get involved. They don't have to share their love. But I thank them very much for everything they've done for me throughout my time at TBC. Whether that be providing support and guidance, whether that be pushing me and backing me to be my best and true self, whether that be having coffee breaks or endless laughs out in the playground. Throughout my time at TBC, I've learned that there's more to life than just school. And I thank them very much for their support and guidance throughout my time here. I also want to thank all the staff that have supported me throughout my time at TBC, whether that be me being involved in their class or whether that be just being around me. So to all my brothers in the white shirts, and it's funny because every year I hear them say the brothers in the white shirts, and it sounds ridiculous, I know, because I was sitting in your position. But in the arts, when you're yesterday boy and in your white shirts, you're all brothers. We look out for each other, we support each other, and I thank you all for your support throughout my time at TBC, and I don't think I'd be where I am today without the support of all of you. I look forward to watching you all grow into the future as we either start again, heading to university, or if you're going into the workforce. I'm proud of you all, and thank you for everything you guys have done, and good luck in your future. I'd also like to thank my fellow arts prefect, Mitchell Sigley. Running the biggest cabaret in 2019 with Mitchell has definitely been a highlight throughout my time at TBC. It showed us how well we worked together and really grew our friendship. I cannot thank Mitchell enough for his support through this process, whether that be me just talking to him, or him talking back, but usually just me talking to him and him listening, him taking on jobs, helping me run the arts Instagram, and just being an amazing guy. It's been an honour to be a part of your journey, Mitchell. I don't know where Mitchell is because there's too many boys behind me, but it's been an honour to be part of your journey, Mitchell, from standing from day one in drama to year 9, in year 10, going into fame and doing the production backstage, and then losing Super 8 theatre sports to a Bites judge. Sorry, Mr. Huzabush, if you're listening. Finally, I'd like to thank my family. My family are the biggest support and the biggest rock in my life. Whether that be pulling me up when I'm down or blowing my head up more when it's really big enough. I thank you all for the part you've played in my life. And Grandma and Granddad and Nanny, thank you for coming tonight. I'm really grateful to have you all here. Well, that's enough for me. Thank you all for coming tonight to support your son, grandson, nephew, friend, sibling. 2020 has been a crazy year in the arts, though we still have been able to thrive in the areas we all love the most, even with those restrictions with COVID. Whether that be from performing to presenting to just learning, everyone's experience in the arts this year has been different, and I congratulate you all on making it through what has been a year to remember. Every Monday, I meet at interval with a group of Student Arts Council members, which is made up of Year 13 students from all disciplines in the arts. We plan activities, events, projects, and tonight they will present to you the Arts Awards. I'd also like to thank Jack Weatherly for his help tonight with tech up there. Well done, buddy, you're doing great. So tonight I encourage you to kick back, relax, as we congratulate those that have excelled in the arts this year. I'd now like to welcome up the combo.
My bad. The first awards we'd like to acknowledge tonight are the representative awards. These awards are given to students who have represented the school in a regional level in the performing arts such as music, drama, kapahaka, whakaurua, production, debating, stage challenge and public speaking, participating at senior level in the majority of the year's activities or taking an important role or part in the year's senior production, or achieving a high standard in the year's senior competition. We also will be acknowledging the visual arts, so art, moulding, carving, media and video production. Producing co-curricular work at the senior level of a high standard, or having work selected at major exhibitions. In all cases, students must meet the standards set by the teacher in charge of the activity, so attendance, commitment, cooperating with others, and showing good behaviour such as in accordance with the good man qualities. So, these are the first ones we'd like to acknowledge tonight.
I'm going to start with music. So, receiving a representative award in music is Tane Larson. Benjamin Louis, Daniel Page, Michael Van Lieshout, Logan Green, and Matt Goodwin.
Cameron James, Toby McGuffey, Nick Ray, Mitchell Sigley, Jacques Van Rinsveld, and Jacob Yoon.
Darcy Bassett, Nathan Coburn, Benjamin Goodjohn, Patrick Hatch, Sin Kwan Kim, and Brooklyn LeCompte.
Continuing with music, Thomas Logger, Aaron McDaniel, Zion Ormsby, Matthew Ornberg, Topher Kaya, Togo Hawkins, Tristan Hanna, Alessandro Milgate Vasilini, Joshua Hilbert, and Ray Eden Sykes.
Jason Pickacuda, Lucas Toller, Ian Bennett, Otto Blake Palmer, Finn Williamson, Kalani Bruce, and Dominic Williams.
Going on to representative awards for production, Singwon Kim, Daniel Page, Nick Ray, Michael Van Lieshout, Timaya Gage Gray, and Hamish Graham.
Cameron Arthurs, Callum Burkett, Hugo Corrin, Finn Elliott Lowe, and Noah Farley. Also receiving a representative award for production is Dominic Harhunger, Jack Kilfoyle, Tane Larson, Toby McGuffey, and Nathaniel Nogay.
We've also got Mitchell Sigley, Luke Stomatakos, Lucas Toller, Jacques Van Rinsveld, and Zach Weatherly. For drama, representative awards for drama, Corbin Bain, Jackson Gilbert, Ethan Lawn, Jedediah McMillan, Mitchell Sigley, and Kalani Vieira.
Cameron Arthurs, Ian Bennett, Nathan Coburn, Noah Farley, Jan Hendrik Haman, and Elliot Hayes. We've also got Louis Hayes, James Naumoki, Nathaniel Nogay, Shaquille Roa, Luke Stamatakos, and Finn Elliott Lowe.
Zach Weatherly, Hamish Graham, Tane Larson, Toby McGuffey, and Hugo Corrin.
I would now like to hand over to the Level 1 drama students who are going to perform their piece of Batman, accompanied by Michael Van Lieshout on guitar.
Hurry up with the money. I'm going as fast as I can. Well, it's not fast enough. No, I got them. I'm gonna be rich.
Praise Joker!
Batman come to save the day, huh?
Hand over the money back.
I dare suppose. Yes. You really want that? What can you do? Make that too! I'm not afraid of those bastards. See you in pit woman.
That's the last mistake you'll ever make. Charger!
money and go, eh? Batman! He's getting away!
Patience, Robbie. There'll always be another time.
To the Batmobile.
Alright, the next representative awards we'd like to hand out is the debating, oratory and chess. So first I'd like to call up Callum Brickett, Ethan Duck, Peter Giddy, Tom Hughes, Theo Lafont and James Ngamuki. The other ones we have is Hardmole Sanger, Logan McDonald, Nick Ray, Jean Yun and Logan Green.
Now for the representative awards in Kabaka. Te Rautau Wake, Kawana Heki Phillips, Te Kiriko Blake, Manawa Hoskin, Jorge Paparel, Te Ua Hoskin, Shay Walton Hughes, Te Ariki Karu, Pirapi Gardner, Te Wata Kini, Anaki Hakiaha, and Kate Leaf.
The other Kabaka awards are Pounamu Little, Rikiro Ririnui, Te Hingi Matinga, Jadis Batsi Tai Kato, Tupaia Mika, Tutirangi Awhio Tapiata, Jaden Ngatai, Brooklyn Tapuai Wilson, Dejan Ormsby, Maharai Waka, and Bailey Peverell Milner.
Now for the representative awards for dance. Nathan Colburn, Christian Penny, William Sikino Tekura, Jonah Stewart, Samuel Sutton, and Lucas Tola.
Now I'd like to call up our guest speaker, Elijah Tola, to speak.
Hello. Good everyone. Oh, good everyone. How's it going? I wrote this really long inspirational speech, but I must have left it in the car, so I'm just gonna say. All right. So, hi everyone. My name's Elijah. I was sitting yesterday in my don't have to lean in. All right, that's better. I was sitting yesterday up in Auckland, studying up at the University of Auckland, in a vigorous study session, and got a phone call from Mr. Page. Was interrupted, had the brain flow going, had everything going, and then just got this phone call. He said, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" And I was like, "I'm probably going to be studying, I study quite a lot." So he's like, "Oh, would you like to come talk at the Arts Awards?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that'd be great," because I actually haven't been doing any study at all. I've just been watching Netflix. So he said, "Yeah, come on down, have a yarn, and talk about your experience in the arts and kind of the impact that's had on me and everything." So I'm here today to talk to you guys about my experience and maybe give a few tips or a few whatever you want to call it. But so first of all, I attended Tauranga Boys College from 2012 to 2016. Was thoroughly involved in the arts from the get-go. Pretty keen singer since I was fairly young, so definitely enjoyed the musical side, was instantly taken under the wing of a couple of the senior boys who got me into barbershop, into jazz, into big band and all that kind of stuff. So found a home in the arts fairly early. If there's one thing I'd say about the arts, it's that you can really find a home in it, as I'm sure a lot of these boys will understand. I feel kind of awkward. I feel like I'm half talking to these guys, half talking to you. I might just stand like this the rest of it. But no, there's plenty of opportunities in the arts, as I'm sure you guys will hear throughout the rest of the evening and have heard throughout the whole year. If there's one thing, it's actually, I don't know why it popped to mind, but if there's one thing that I regret most from school is that I didn't make the most of the itinerant music lessons enough. I mean, I took 2 musical instruments, but they're so much cheaper at high school than they are after you leave. So when you're paying whatever it was, 20 bucks a term, here you end up paying 40 bucks for a half an hour lesson after you leave. So no, there's plenty of awesome things about the arts. I was very, very involved in music, involved in pretty much every production. I think I missed one because I packed a sack because I didn't get a lead or something like that. But yeah, so the arts prepares you for a lot of things. People skills, just being able to be a part of a team, be a part of a community. I know they talk a lot about how sports really prepare you for kind of the real world and being part of teams and communities. But in my experience, the arts really did that for me. Barbershop was a huge one. I don't know if they still do barbershop. That probably isn't relevant. But big band was huge. We'd go on big band tours and really bond well with the other boys. And yeah, I think it's super important to get involved in the arts from a young age. If you guys have got other younger fellas that are going to come through school, or if you guys are in your earlier years, I'd really, really recommend getting even more involved, because I'm sure all of you guys are already very involved as you're sitting up on stage. But yeah, get more involved, just like it absolutely does pay off. Yeah, so while I keep talking around in circles, let me check what else I've written down. Yeah, so I wanted to encourage you guys to get more involved. I wanted to encourage the parents to get your kids more involved, even if they might seem like, oh, the arts isn't cool, like, oh, I want to be a part of sports teams and all that kind of stuff. The arts is totally cool. I mean, afterwards, when you finish school, whether you go into a trade or whether you go to uni or whatever you do, there's so many skills that you can get from the arts that you can transfer very, very easily through to just everyday life. So, the Pacifica group. So back when I was at school, I wanted to touch briefly on the Pacifica group because it's something that I'm very, very excited and happy to see, is that the school is such an awesome place for Pacifica students. It's grown so much in the last couple of years, and I wanted to really shout out to the teachers who have been involved in that. It's just so awesome to see our boys wearing our earwhaitangas and our necklaces, and it's just been some awesome work put in there. So it just shows that if you put in the hard work, the years that follow you guys will reap the rewards. I mean, like, you had Tanzil, George Wheatley, Jackson Filippo in the year below me putting in the hard work to get those earwhaitangas in, and don't they look awesome? I mean, it's looking great. So, so, I mean, I don't really have a lot more to say. I wanted to obviously thank the teachers that have put in the work today, and also while I was back there. Wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys, especially in the music department, but also Mr. Mangan and the leadership up the top, and the encouragement they gave me, especially in leadership, being able to be an art student, primarily an art student at the top, at the top of leadership at a student level, and being able to encourage the boys that, you know, sometimes being a singer when you're year 9 might not seem so cool, but when you're year 13 and you're singing and you're a prefect, I mean, people might not think that's less cool, you know, people think that's pretty cool, and the year 9s will look up to you, and you're just paving the way for more kids in the arts that get to see, wow, like, you can do something with the arts, you know. So I'm very passionate about that. I'm not very good at putting it into words right now, as you guys can probably tell, but it's good. And then there was one last thing I wanted to say, if I can remember what it was. Oh yeah, I don't know, you guys probably heard a lot about Logan. What a top dude, eh? I've got a story to tell. So I was in the production of Fame in 2016, and Logan was a year 9, wherever he's gone. He's out the back. He's hiding. Cool. Logan was a year 9, and he was part of the chorus. And yeah, he was involved in the arts, and he was also involved in hockey, as I remember. But he's a dude who I've kept in touch with all the way from the bottom, and I wanted to give a huge shout out to him, because he's one of the guys who's just stuck with it through the arts, not really cared about what people thought, and look where he is now. Like, it's just so cool being separated from school and separated from Tauranga boys for a little while up at uni, and then looking back now and just seeing how awesome the arts boys are doing, and it's just really like, it's school pride. it's just very encouraging to see. So I guess if I could wrap up my message, I'd say keep getting involved in the arts, keep pushing it, because from when I was there, it was still very good, but now I'm seeing it, it's amazing. So pretty much, I'm going to be joining the Royal New Zealand Navy Band as the singer next year, so there is career opportunities in music. Come join us in the Navy Band if you feel like playing music full time. It's a good time. And yeah, just push the boys to pursue what they love, pursue what they enjoy, and obviously in some form that is the arts, because they're sitting up here being recognised for their hard work today. So thank you very much for listening to me waffle on with my, if I hadn't forgotten my speech, it probably would have been a bit more succinct, but hope you guys enjoy the evening, and huge congrats to you boys. Keep putting the hard money, yeah? Cheers.
Thank you, Elijah, for coming out of your busy schedule. Good luck with your assessment due tonight. We'd now like to welcome up the winning brass ensemble.
Good evening, everyone. We're the Departmental brass ensemble. It's actually news to us that we've won. We were highly commended in the competition we were to do, but we'll take the praise anyway. You guys can decide. The first piece we're going to be playing is a short extract from a larger work called Finlandia by Spades.
first off, I want to thank the dress team for showing their item. It's really good. Nick and I would like to now acknowledge those students who have received the Service Arts Awards. It's a brand new award for this year. This is aimed for students who are committed in their attendance, students who go for the extra mile, display leadership, and have good man traits in their areas of the TPC arts. They also show a lot of reliability, determination, and bring value to whatever they bring.
I'd like to recognise for the blues band, Tane Larson, Brooklyn Lecomte, Benjamin Louis, Toby McGuffey, Darcy Bassett, and for chamber music, Yonsu Na and Kamak Ramirez Lima.
And for Pacifica, Cameron Goa Lufa, Quinton Yuli, Caleb Lepo, Jackson Lepo, Rico Martin, Solomon Nemo, Taitutsi Pohiva, Lose Sanalio, Reese Talopo, Jerry Tassi, Viliami Tofa, Jacob Toma Powell, Peter Tihala.
For the percussion ensemble, Kalani Bruce and Zion Ormsby. For hip hop, Christian Penny and Nathan Coburn. And for theatre sports, Corbin Bain, Jedediah McMillan, Kalani Vieira Gall, and Jackson Gilbert.
For drama, Jan Hendrick Amanu, James Ngamuki, Louis Hayes, Noah Farley, and in debating, Callum Burkett and Theo Lafont.
For the Student Arts Council, Soji Chambers, Thomas Denzel, Logan Green, Josiah Jennings, Ethan Lawn, Caleb Lepo, James Namoki, Daniel Page, myself, Mitchell Sigley, Maharaya Walker, and Christian Penny.
Now I'd like to acknowledge James for his performance item and speeches. His topic will be about division and peace within communities. Thank you, James.
Three events defined mankind for over a century. The rise and fall of toxic nationalism, which led to the deaths of countless millions in the forms of the First and Second World War and the countless tyrants in between. The use of atomic weapons holding the world hostage as we all teetered on the brink of oblivion. And the nations of the world coming together to fulfill a promise made 20 years earlier by Neville Chamberlain, to fulfill peace in our time. The United Nations stands as a testament to what we can accomplish when we work together, when we accomplish unity within community. It holds back the balance of politics against the fragile balance of peace. The burden that we all must bear by working together through community, having unity. The United Nations stands for us all, and a testament to what we can accomplish when we work together. Because quite frankly, the world is falling apart. Division through communities, along racial lines. Division within community on politics, ideology. All of these types of events are ripping apart the soul of community. We are not working together. We have lost that. The United Nations is an example of what we can accomplish when we work together, preventing conflict, working together, talking out our problems. But we're not doing that because we're all being divided. We're all being pushed into these corners by politicians who are pushing their petty problems on us, turning us against brothers and sisters, and making it so their problems become our problems. And they divide us along these lines of hate. But we're better than that. Collaboration, communication, these are the keys to community, to unity. And these are what will hold back the very thing which is going to tear us apart. Division against someone's own family. Family is everything, but when we are being divided along these lines, we don't see that. We get fixed on these ideologies. And then we fall. And we can't get ourselves back. But when we work together, we combat against that. When we're going for unity, when we're building these communities, we are making a stronger future for the tamariki that follow. For the future generations which have to take on the burden that we leave behind. The world is falling apart, but we can fix it. It is our burden. It is our duty to everyone in this room, from me to you, to the person sitting beside you. It is our duty to each other, our moral obligation to make sure that the people who inherit the world after we're gone actually have something to return to, have something that is meaningful and that is important. If we do not want to die together in a war, then we must have faith. We must work together. We must live with firm faith in our hearts to sustain ourselves along the long road to victory. We need to work together in a time when that seems impossible, but it is. We just need to try just that little bit more. It is our duty to each other. It is our duty to every single person we meet. The next awards are the Half Colour Awards. To be eligible for the Half Colours Award, a student must attain the criteria for a Representation Award, as well as gaining a top place or winning at a regional event. All of these nominations are made by staff in these areas of the arts.
Could the following boys please come forward? Caden Coates, Aaron McDaniel, Jaden Pukikura, Lucas Tolan, and Darcy Bassett. Aaron McDaniel, Jaden Pukikura, Lucas Tolan, and Darcy Bassett.
Can these next boys please come forward? Logan Green, Tane Larson, Benjamin Louis, Daniel Page, Peter Getty, and Theo Lafont. Logan Green, Tane Larson, Benjamin Louis, Daniel Page, Peter Getty, and Theo Lafont, ladies and gentlemen. And along with them, can we please have Ethan Nathaniel Nogay please come forward.
To gain a Full Colours award, the student must have obtained a representative award in the current year, displayed outstanding performance or work amounting to excellence during the year's activities. Only achievements at an inter-school level and participating in regional or national competition are considered for this award. Nominations are submitted by staff in charge of the arts areas. This year, the recipient of this award is James Namoki, for representing the region on national development competition.
Good evening, everyone. I've got the pleasure this evening of presenting a New Zealand Rep Award to a young man, but first of all, I want to be a little bit selfish and take a little bit of time on the back of what Elijah said. I'm not actually sure where he is right now. But thank you very much, for Elijah, for your comments, and I want to reverse them a little bit and say that the likes of Elijah, James Green, who was sports captain at the time, Mitchell Nemeth, who was the deputy head boy, were practically gods to me when I was year 9. I was about this high, and they were huge and very talented, as they still are now. So thank you very much, Elijah, wherever you are, for kind of taking under your wing in year 9, and to Mitchell and to James as well. I think the sort of things that you taught me in year 9 definitely put me in good stead for where I am today, and hopefully I can get the opportunity to come back in 4 or 5 years' time and say the same about some of the boys sitting behind me. So sorry about that, but I had to recognise Elijah for the awesome guy he is. So to get a New Zealand Representative Award at TBC, it's done by nomination of a staff member to the Director of Arts, and then it's discussed in committee with the Principal, the Arts Director, and a representative of the arts discipline that that person has been nominated for. The candidate is tentatively eligible for this award for the following achievements. Involvement in a national secondary school group, i.e. New Zealand Secondary School Symphony Orchestra, New Zealand Youth Jazz Orchestra, New Zealand Youth Brass Band, or gaining a place or award at a national competition. Can I just ask Michael Van Leeshout to come forward a little bit? I'm going to embarrass him and make him stand there. So Michael entered the jazz improvisation competition. It was an online competition this year. We had to submit 3 or 4 recordings to Te Koki, which is the New Zealand School of Music down in Wellington. And Michael was recognised as a finalist and then actually went on to win the competition, which is a competition for, round of applause. For year 9 to year 13 students, and for those of you who don't know, Michael's a year 9 student here at TBC, so his musicianship and his fluency in his music, as you saw this evening, absolutely belies his years. So I look forward to coming back in about 4 years again and watching Michael develop as a musician, because there's going to be some pretty incredible things coming out of that guitar in the next couple of years, and it's a huge achievement to win as a year 9 at a secondary school competition. So another round of applause for Michael.
I'd now like to welcome up the Pacifica group.
Talufalava, I just want to say something quickly. This year, just with Pacifica, we didn't really get to do much just because of COVID-19 stopped us from going to Super 8 and perform. But these boys here, just a bunch of the boys that we've got together through our Pacifica group here at Turlinga Boys. Some of them are current leaders and some of them will be future leaders, I'm sure. But I just want to say, carrying on with what Logan said, and Elijah, without Elijah, I don't think we would, Pacifica would be what it is at the moment, because he started the Pacifica program here at Turlinga Boys College, and from there it's grown even bigger to what it is now. So yeah, Elijah, wherever he is, I want to say thank you so much. He was my inspiration back in year 9. He was the first person I met. Moving from Auckland, I moved from Auckland, and there was no Pacifica students. I thought there was no Pacifica students here in Tauranga. Being from a place where it was just full of Pacific students over in Auckland, I thought I was the only one, but Elijah was there to help me out, and he helped me get into the spot of being head Pacifica Prefect this year. So I just want to thank Elijah for what he's done for me, and we're just going to do a little piece for you guys. It's just a little song, but thank you very much.
I'm Zoe Creek and I'm the drummer. And I'd like to invite Christy Davison, who helps run the Pacifica group, to the stage to present the next awards. Christy. So the first Pacifica award goes to Caleb Lepeau and Quentin Yulee for Pacific leadership. Well done, boys. The most improved performer goes to Jackson Lepeau. Final award for Pacifica goes to Viliami Tofa and Reese Talapa for Best Samoan Performers. John Page will now come to the podium, and could Aaron Wright please come to present the music awards.
Good all. I'll have my speech later, but the music awards, we've got a new award tonight. It's going to a young man who's exemplified some really high achievement in music and done extremely well, and the head of music, Aaron Wright, wanted to really recognise this young man. So the music award for most outstanding achievement in music for level 1 goes to Logan McDonald. The next award is for the Port Wishart Cup for diligent service to music, about long-term service and working at all levels and really giving it the most. This award goes to Daniel Page. Alpha Gracie Memorial Cup goes back a long, long way, and there's been a lot of boys get this in the past, and if I remember rightly, Elijah might have actually got this when he was in year 11. But the most improved instrumentalist goes to actually 2 boys tonight, both outstanding young men in year 11, Toby McGuffey and Benjamin Louis. Next one is the top male vocalist, the Robert Francis Memorial Cup, and Elijah definitely got this a number of times when he was here. So we have decided to give this to a talented young man you actually saw singing on the way in, Mr. Tane Larson.
Yeah!
The McGregor Shield for leader of the school band. H has been a shared role this year between Daniel Page and Logan Green. And the Ryan French Trophy for Best Music Performer. Ryan was actually a year 13 in my first year at college in 2002, and when he left after having some really good experiences in music, decided he wanted to give an award that he didn't have, which was top musical performer. So this year we've awarded that Best Musician goes to Mitchell Sedley.
Ashley is a new drama teacher at TBC, and she's going to hand out the drama awards. So the first award goes for Rising Star, and this young man, last year he played a very important role in our production of Oliver, who was the Artful Dodger, and he narrowly missed out getting this award last year, and this year he performed in the Sheila Wynn performance and did an outstanding job, and that is Noel Farley. Goes to the student who was the only person who managed to see the Sheila Wynn competition right the way through with his directed piece due to COVID, and he got right the way through and did the video submission, and that was Louis Hayes. Yeah. Outstanding performance this year goes to Nathaniel Nogay for his performance in the Sheila Wynn piece, and he got Best Supporting Actor at the regional competition. Final drama award goes to Ethan Dawn for his overall contribution to theatre sports. He's been in the team for a couple of years now. Contribution to school drama also goes to England. And finally, the last award is for visual arts in this section, and it goes to Michael Wren for most promising level 1 visual arts student. Ashley. Now could Joelle Culminane please come to the stage for the honor awards. The first award is for the Fakairal Trophy for Excellence in Wood Carving, and it goes to Tai Fakaya Togo Hawkins. Trophy for bone carving goes to Keith Gregg, but unfortunately he's not here tonight, but we can congratulate him. The next award goes to Makaraya Waka for public speaking, and it is the Winiata Cup. Dazan Ormsby is also not here this evening, but he gets the Te Whakawhanakatanga Kai Haka, most improved Haka Haka student. The next award goes to Pohepa Burrell, Te Tonga Tāne Rori, for outstanding Kai Haka. And the final Aranui Award is a new award for Whakari, which is a new subject this year. It is drama in Māori context, and the recipient of this for excellence in Whakari is Hemi Tulamau.
Just going to call Gareth Katz for the next few awards. If Gareth Award. These are the English Discipline Awards. So the Junior Debating Cup for contribution and attainment goes to James Bunyan. If I can get James Namoki up on stage, we're going to award 2 at once, so he doesn't have to go sit down like Ethan Alden. So, for the Francis Brockett Memorial Cup for debating, and as well as the Kodai Cup for senior public speaking, James Namoki. The Ala Cup for junior oratory, Jack Muir. Ask Miss Larson to come up and present the next few awards. So the most improved public speaker goes to Peter Giddy. The next award, Craft Writing Trophy, first in Craft Writing goes to Carter High, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. The next one was a similar to the Ryan French Trophy for Best Performer Musician. This one has been Ron Cut for Media Studies, and Ben was a student here back in the early 2000s, and noticed it was kind of a hole for students that were involved in media studies. So him and his family donated a cup for kind of the not necessarily the top of media studies, but certainly the most promising in media studies. So the Ben Ron Cup for Media Studies goes to Barnaby Madden. We have a treat for you. It's a very, very cool drama production put on by our level 3s, and it's entertaining. So I can't say anymore. Please enjoy drama level 3.
I assume it was you who made the call.
I did, officer. Something's not adding up. I think I've stumbled upon something huge.
Okay, we'll sort it out. How long have you been working here?
Well, excluding my 1 hour induction, 23 minutes. But they have to pay me for the 1 hour induction, you see, so you can put 1 hour and 23 minutes in your notebook.
This fool call you officer. Look, I'm so sorry. Can you get him just to go away?
I will not stand by and be gagged. Something's going on here. Something's being covered up.
You're seeing things. You're a crazy man. A danger to the public.
Okay, that's enough bickering. You saw something. Enlighten me.
Well, I finished my induction at 9. It was easy. And I was eager to bring my natural, inborn vigilance to this business. I set up by the checkout, and it was there when it happened.
This is absurd.
So, let him tell the story.
Yeah. Thank you, officer. It was by checkout number 2. A woman came up with a trolley full of groceries. She loaded all the groceries onto the conveyor belt, just as normal, except for one item. I immediately noticed and began close inspection. Very close inspection. Very close inspection. Very close inspection. It was then when I noticed that item had not been paid for. I immediately apprehended the woman and the cashier. With cable ties I paid for out of my own pocket.
You're not supposed to use the cable ties.
It was then where I was instantly confused and distressed.
That doesn't seem like just reward for your vigilance. Maybe your manager can tell me why you were second for catching some thieves.
Okay, yeah, I can explain, right? So, the lady comes on up to the checkout with the groceries in the trolley, right? And the other item in the trolley was her baby boy.
So,
that was the item that this idiot said she didn't pay for.
So the item that wasn't paid for was the baby?
Yes, officer. And now, no doubt I'm going to be sued by both my customer and the employee. I'm so embarrassed I had to cut them free right in front of other customers. I'm just glad he didn't cable tie the damn baby while he was at it. Can you please just get him out of here?
I'm not going anywhere. My distress and confusion are well founded. You see, I failed to notice in my enthusiasm to perform my duty I was employed for. This supermarket chain is selling babies. That is so wrong on every level. It has to be illegal to buy babies from a supermarket, right?
Absolutely.
It was then when it hit me like a thunderbolt. Those 2 women were actually liberating one of those unfortunate infants.
I think it's time for some medicinal help, officer.
I think it's time to help our somewhat confuzzled security.
Of course. Thank you very much, officer.
The cashier and the customer that you apprehended were freed by the manager. The customer went on their way, and the cashier went back to work. Isn't it obvious? The manager is working with the woman to free the babies.
Oh, are you shitting me?
It's anyone's guess at how long they could have kept their good work up. In my view, you guys are both on the common side of decency.
Yeah. Does that mean I'm a hero? Can I get my job back?
You are not getting your job back.
He's right, you're not getting your job back. I, however, will track down the supermarket's baby warehouse and put the bastards out of business!
Yeah!
First of all, I just want to say welcome. It's always a great evening and full of inspirational talent from our young men, and they wouldn't certainly have the opportunities if we didn't have our immensely talented and awesome staff that support the boys. My thanks go to Elijah for coming in at short notice. I actually talked to his mum, Nikki, who's on the staff, and she said, "Oh, Elijah's down tomorrow, he's come to see Lucas and support him." And I said, "Oh, awesome." I hadn't organised a guest speaker because, it just kind of didn't work out that way with the way the year had run. But with Elijah coming down, I thought it would really be an apt opportunity to get him in and give his pathway going forward, whether he's going to the Navy band. He wasn't studying. I think he might have been at the pub, actually. No, he wasn't. But it's really good to see Elijah 5 years ago being a role model to these young men, and our Year 13s, maybe not the baby snatchers, but the Year 13s are really the role models to our younger generation coming through and lead by example. They're just fine young men. 2020 has been a really challenging year. In the arts, we rely on performances to really enable what we do in many disciplines as well and engage the audiences. With that being said, many of our opportunities to participate did not really happen. And so the arts team really looked for a creative platform to make that happen in some other way, shape or form. So the culmination of the arts this year was really the formation of Toi 2 performances, which was aimed at providing arts and cultural young men with the opportunity to perform and share what we do with both the college and the wider community. This was done by inviting our classes to attend, our international, and then also video live streaming and putting up our recorded day onto YouTube. The Performance Day was a really huge success, and it's something we probably will continue into the future. It enabled many of our groups to have an outlet that they hadn't had, provided a platform for assessment and sharing what we do in the arts and cultural areas. Despite the roadblocks this year, there have been many opportunities for a number of groups to interact via video submissions. Drama, debating, ruckquest, big band, brass ensembles, have all done this to varying degrees of success, as you've seen in the awards tonight. It's been great to see people like Louis Hayes, James Namoki, Ethan Lawn take on leadership roles in the directions of Five on a Share the Win. The big band submitting pieces to the national assessment by for critiquing by Dr. Roger Fox with some really good feedback. The brass ensemble into the National Chamber Music Competition and gained some really good recognition with Best New Zealand Work and Judges' Choice Awards. Rockquest Sing TBC have 3 solo entries and 3 band entries, including Flex featuring Lucas Tola, Aaron McDaniel, Shaden Pukura, and Kagan Coates taking out 3rd place. And this is a really young group. This is Year 9 and 10, so it's awesome. The culmination of the hard work from a number of boys is recognised at regional level, like Theo Lafont, Peter Giddy and James Namoki with debating, has been outstanding as well. They've been doing a number of online debates, which I know James has loved doing, but it's been very challenging for them. Just touching on our Year 9, Michael Van Leeshout and his entry to New Zealand School of Music Jazz Improvisation competition. It's an event where you've got Year 9s through to Year 13s, and incredibly gifted, talented musicians all competing. So for a Year 9 to make the finals is pretty outstanding. For a Year 9 to win the finals is actually unbelievable. He's, in my eyes, probably one of the most talented young musicians coming through. So he'll be another one to watch in the future. He'll be a headline act. The Student Arts Council this year, I just want to say thank you to those young men. They have been outstanding. They've attended, they've come up with some awesome ideas. They've been really proactive in connecting back to their disciplines. We've basically had at least one representative from each of the arts and cultural disciplines within the Arts Council. So we've had a really good kind of crosswork between those areas. My thanks to Thomas Denzel, who was able to lead the group, taking his role as arts captain with maturity and creativity. started a project for the Old Boys Honours Board, of which we are currently working through, and hopefully we'll have that up in place in the foyer in the early new year. Moving on to the Adams family, it was pretty tragic, unfortunately. There was a lot of time, a lot of effort where students put a lot of time in. They started last year, and it didn't happen, but again, it was great. I was down there at the rehearsals, seeing what they were doing, and you know, they're just such positive young men, and really some great talent. I'd like to express my thanks to the Arts Council Trust, which is the Adults Art Council group, and its members that support the art staff and students here at TBC via hardship grants, supporting the purchasing of equipment and accessing funds, and to further enable the arts in areas that are not accessible due to financial constraints. They meet on a regular basis at a really crazy hour in the morning because it's the only time we can find, and we're developing really good pathways and strategies to really make it happen for supporting young men. The arts over the past few years we've been endeavouring to grow our young men and provide leadership and service opportunities. It very much pleases me to see a number of students taking up the challenge and being successful in the areas of commitment. Students directing drama, taking theatre sports, leading the debating, working alongside teachers to support them in their commitments to the arts. And that's part of the reason why we integrated the new Arts Service Award, so we can actually recognise those young men in a way that we couldn't usually. Wanted to mention congratulations to a couple of things we found out today about some new, some achievements from some of the young men. Thomas Denzel has been accepted to AUT to start a degree in events management, so that's awesome, Thomas, well done. The Toi Whakaari, which is a New Zealand School of Drama down in Wellington, is an incredibly difficult place to get into, and they very, very rarely take students straight out of college. They usually like them to have some life skills and come back when they actually show some determination and grit. But unheard of, we actually have had 2 young men be accepted straight out of school. So huge congratulations to Josiah Jung, who's going to be acting. And also the drummer / technical guy who does everything and make all the lights work and other things, who's going down to Toi to do technical stage managing. So Mitchell, certainly congratulations. I won't be much longer, I've been told I have to really be quick. I want to say thank you to Kerry Shaw, who actually is the behind the scenes person that makes everything else happen that you don't see. She's really the workhorse that makes sure the things are engraved and printed and everything, and she's amazing. So thanks to Kerry. As I said, staff are our #1 resource. Without them, we don't work so well. So the boys are really, really blessed to have such amazing staff to create really cool opportunities. Lastly, in the arts, we have worked towards connecting with our students, our community, and we've gone on to really push our digital Instagram, Facebook, and empower both staff and students to share their art experiences online. The culmination of this has come of the development of arts promotional video, which displays really the wonderful opportunities that we have at Tauranga Boys College. This is the first screening of the video that Matt Hunter and Old Boy has put together for us, and it incorporates kind of the last year in the life of the arts. And this will go on to being something we will use as our promotional tool to say this is why it's called Tauranga Boys College, not just for academics, even though that's the most important thing, but you know, we do some really, really awesome cool things. So I'll finish off on a really cool note. Departmental Boys College in the Arts, we provide our young men with a place of being, providing opportunities and success. We have many different groups available to those young men coming through our doors, ranging from Kapaka and Pacifica through to the music and drama, oratory, debating. There's a range of different really cool opportunities for our young men.
My name's Mahara, and I've been involved in the arts for the past 5 years. Kabaka and Manikore in particular, it's been an awesome experience for me. It's helped me get more immersed in my Māori tongue and my culture.
Hi, my name is Logan. I'm currently Head Prefect here at Departmental Boys College. What I've really enjoyed about my time in the arts department over the last 5 years is that the emphasis is really on fun so that everyone can participate.
Cool, huh? So that'll be this is what we do. We're going to move on to the last section and celebrate our young men who have achieved some of the major awards. So I'm going to ask Robert Mangan, the principal, to come up and present these to our young men. The first award is the James Green Award. James Green has been referred to a couple of times tonight, but he was the sports captain a few years back, and he absolutely loved participating in the arts and really got involved in lots of ways. And it's really, he was just so enthusiastic, and he said if he had his time again, he would have started and just been enmeshed all the way through. So this award tonight, James Green Trophy for the enthusiastic participation and support of the arts goes to, we'll get there, maybe we won't, Daniel Page. The next award is the Brooke Warford Memorial Cup for technical services to college. Now, Brooke was a student at the college up until about 2002. Unfortunately, in his last year at school, he was diagnosed with leukemia and passed away not long afterwards. But he was one of those kids that really got involved and did lots of technical stuff and really enjoyed doing all this. So this goes to two young men tonight who have been really, really enmeshed in the technical side of the arts. Mitchell Sigley and Thomas Denzel. The next award is the Shepherd Family Trophy for services in multiple areas of the arts. So again, rolling back a few years, the Shepherd family, they have two boys coming through here, Matthew and Blair. I think Blair's doing, as a lawyer in Paris at the moment, he's done very well, and they both played the big band, were in productions, did lots and lots of different things, and to the highest level. So we want to encapsulate that in the person we give this award to. So for somebody that's really, really been in lots and done really well is Ethan Lawn. Kaupapa Murray Trophy for services at the highest level to Kapahaka, our Haranui, goes to a young man who has had a fantastic year, and I'd just like to say congratulations to Mahara Waka. The Arts Council that generates funds for the school also gives scholarships donations, and we had about 8 boys applying for these scholarships. So it's a really hard decision to make, and you know, the lists are this long, and they've been participating in so many different things. So we narrowed it down. We basically put some criteria in place and said, you know, obviously they would need to be going on to do things in the arts to support them. They need to be fully immersed in the arts and just good young men, and they all are. So this year, we're not going to give them big cheques. We're going to give them the ability to give us their bank account so we can give them some money. So the Arts Council has awarded their 2 scholarships this year. The first one goes to Josiah Jennings.
Yes!
And a name you would have heard also tonight, the second scholarship goes to a man with an interesting mouth when he was on stage doing some drama before, Ethan Lawn. So Josiah's off to, as I said, Toi Whakaare. Ethan's going down to Wellington to do a BA with drama major. So both really inspiring young men. The last couple of awards, 3 of them, are really for overall excellence in the arts, and they depict students that have attained and worked really hard to the best of their levels and really led by example. So the first overall excellence in the arts goes to James Namoki. Again, it's a really tough call, but the process we did for this was actually, I put out a request to all the staff going, who do you think are the top inspirational young men who have done really well? So obviously James was right up there. Another one that was right up there was the following young man, and I think we can all agree that he is an outstanding young man, just like the other 2 are. So, Logan Green. And the last award for the excellence in the arts goes to Ethan Lawn. Just before I hand over to Robert to close the address, I'm just going to ask all the award winners to stick around afterwards because we're going to take your photos, okay? So don't go anywhere with your awards. I'll pass you over to Robert.
Good evening. Closing words, we're going to have a long list of notes, but I would firstly thank you for your attendance tonight. I'm sure you'll have enjoyed the evening. I'm sure you'll be hugely proud, just as I am as principal, of the achievement that we have recognised tonight. I think it's just been absolutely outstanding. It has been a truncated year. We haven't had the opportunity to know. Some of the boys will feel they've lost something in the year, but I hope they reflect also on what has been a year where we can absolutely celebrate. Tonight's been a day of celebration. So my thanks to you as parents for the support you've given the young men that we have recognised tonight. Without your support, they wouldn't be here, they wouldn't be acknowledging them, they wouldn't be making their way through the arts. So thank you very much for that. Secondly, I want to turn and thank all of the staff who've been involved. John Page for his leadership within the arts, to Zoe Creek, Brianna Mills, who's sitting there backstage. Lucky to show their face, and the other teachers at Tauranga Boys College who contributed so hugely to the arts. They go way beyond. I know why they do it. They get reward in seeing the success, seeing the growth of young men that we have recognised. So let's acknowledge all of the teachers at Tauranga Boys College. Also take the opportunity, just as John did, to acknowledge the Arts Council, working behind the scene, developing in financial capability, which ultimately will benefit the boys. Very enthusiastic about supporting the arts and making it grow within the college. My thanks as well to them. Congratulations to all the young men we've recognised. Well done on your achievement. One of the real pleasures for me as principal is seeing the growth from year 9 through year 13, and I know the staff enjoy that as well. We can see the calibre of the leaders. I acknowledge Thomas and the Arts Council for their leadership of the arts throughout the year. It is hugely rewarding. It becomes way more than just a vocation, but it becomes hugely satisfying in terms of watching your development from those who are outstanding as year 9s to the development through to how they finish as year 13s. And I acknowledge, even though he's not here, Elijah, and his contribution and the development we've seen of a young man. Despite the fact he lost his notes and he winged it a little, I sort of thought about it, what it meant to be a student at Tauranga Boys College, and about how now and again people will have heard me when I've been at 5 of these prize givings. So we go from Tauranga Tira, Pacifica evening, Arts Awards, Sports Awards, and then an academic prize giving. And they say, well, I'm repeating the same thing. Well, obviously I am, because it's acknowledging excellence. But just in thinking about what Elijah said, and as principal and as a school at Tauranga Boys College, we want to be a turanga waiwai, right? That's so all of our boys can find their place somewhere in the school where they can stand and they can grow their sense of belonging and they can achieve. For a whole lot of boys, that's about the arts, as you've heard. For others, it's about sport. For others, it's about academic. For others, it's whatever takes their fancy. But I was reflecting on what Elijah was saying, and I thought about, it's not about what you do, but it's actually about how well you do it. And I think that I'm hugely proud of Tauranga Boys College, which is a place for every boy. And I think we've really developed, we've matured as a school. Society has changed, society's matured. We are way more accepting, but it's about how well you do it and the passion that you have. And I think Elijah epitomises a young man who's turned his passion into a career. So my message to the young men who are there today is to follow your passion, do what you love, and hopefully you can end up getting paid for it as well as loving what you do. Because if you love what you do, it won't be work, and every day you won't get up and go, I've got to go to work, you're going to follow my dream, you're going to follow my passion. So I wish you well, our leaders, outstanding role models, our year 13s, our senior boys. Challenge you younger boys to step up next year. I'm sure you'll do that well. So I wish you well. Arts is alive and well. My thanks again to the teachers. We go way beyond in terms of the expectations here at Tauranga Boys College. Thank you, John, for the leadership. Well supported by the team that's around you. And we look forward to 2021. We look forward to seeing an outstanding production here next year. So, thanks for attending. Thank you.
Appreciate you attending. This actually has been live streamed and recorded, so if you want to watch back the highlights, you're welcome to on our YouTube channel. I'm just going to keep the award winners, and we're just going to take some quick photos, and if you want to, there's a few refreshments and some food out there for you if you want to partake while you're waiting for us. But otherwise, celebrate with these young men. Thank you very much for attending.